So, what is up, everybody? It is Trackmaster 914, aka Josh Lee, and I am back with another video. And this is gonna be something to talk about. So, for starters, stuff is going on today, so I wasn't able to catch like the first half of the race. If I got into it about near the end of stage 2, but I did check out some highlights later on, see what exactly happened. Poor Ross Chastain got taken out there. I think he's below the cutoff. It's a shame because I still like Chastain, but then again, Chastain has just not been there. Even though he made it to the next round, he just has not been there. I miss 2022 Ross Chastain, despite how chaotic it was and how many people he pissed off, but it worked. Like, no one could stop him. We went to the finals with the stuff he was doing. So, anyways, that's something for another time. I'll probably talk about Chastain and himself some point this week, just for more content's sake. But anyway, let's get into this one. So, Talladega. So from the start of the race, yeah, I was pretty entertained. There's not much to note really. I said how Chastain was taken out early, and that's a shame. He's below the cutoff as stands right now. I don't have the grid on me right now, or I don't have it up on the site, but it is what it is. We'll get into that later. So, first thing to talk about, Ryan Blaney. Now, well, there was a lot of lead changes for the most part. I didn't really catch this, but yeah, there was a lot going on. Apparently, Alex Bowman almost took out Chase Elliott on pit road in a similar fashion of like Tiger. Except Chase Elliott was the thing as far as he could be away from the pits. It is what it is. I don't remember that bit. I saw that in the highlights. I think I don't remember, but anyway, the race somehow there weren't too many chaotic moments somehow. So there's that. They kept it fairly clean for Talladega race. As for Kevin Harvick, we're gonna have to talk about it. We'll get to that in a minute. But so what did I talk about? The rest of the race, there's not much for me to discuss today. Sorry guys, because I was sort of half paying attention to it by the time I was able to watch the race finally. So sorry if I'm like sort of stumbling over things or just don't have much to say here. I just wasn't able to catch much of it. Sorry. But yeah, and I'm trying to remember off the top of my head. Oh, okay. I do have another thing to know. Denny Hamlin was wound up a lap down at some point. And he had to get back. I don't know how he bounced back to like a top 5 finish. I don't know, I guess he got the cautions he needed at that moment. Excuse me. This is what it is. Now there's something, actually I'll get to that in the weekend. No, okay, actually, now I remember. There was a pit road mishap on one of the cautions. Or it was after, actually, it was at the end of stage 2. Because I saw the end of stage 2, but then I went off to do something else during the stage 2, or the pit stops right before stage 3, the final stage would start. I missed the fire. I had to run it back. But I missed the fire that happened on pit road, which I think came from, it was Mustang Energy, so I think it was Ty Gibbs' car, which is just wild. I don't know how that happened. I think it's because the fuel thing, he drove off with it, and it caught fire, from what I saw. Yeah, and shout out Riley Herbst. Actually, we'll get to that in a minute. I don't know why, somehow I started to like Riley Herbst more and more. I don't know why. It didn't really have to do with this race, I don't know. Herbst is growing on me. But it is what it is. Another thing. Bubba Wallace finished 24th. Really shame. I think 24th, yeah. It was a shame because he had the speed. He was running up there, led a couple of laps. You know, typical Bubba Wallace thing at Talladega. Something went wrong. I guess just strategy. Like, Toyota's... Keep in mind, and before guys just go at Bubba Wallace, blah, blah, hate Bubba Wallace. Keep in mind, the other Toyotas weren't as good. At least from what I've seen in the final stage, the rest of the Toyotas just did not have the speed. None of them did. I don't think Christopher Bell was a factor in this race. And granted, I've only saw like about the second half of the race, but still, from what I saw, near the end where it mattered the most, the Toyotas were not there. Christopher Bell, I don't know where he was. Denny Hamlin was a lap down, like I said before. Who's the other Toyota? MTJ wasn't there, and there was an interview on him saying like he just didn't go well. But it is what it is. And speaking of things not going well, if I can remember, yeah, Brad Keselowski, I think he pushed Carson Hocevar. About 30 so laps to go. Aggressive push on Hocevar on the tri-oval, which, by the way, I think I might have this wrong, but I think it's in the tri-oval at Talladega. You don't want to bump draft them on the tri-oval because that causes problems, and I think that's what Brad did. And by the way, about Brad, when he took out Hocevar and then he went down into, I think, Ty Gibbs, he slid up back into Brad, and Brad spun into the infield and went slightly airborne. That right there is proof that, like, Ryan Preece's crash was just a result of the car's aerodynamics. It's not the grass. Even though it seemed like it, Brad's spin just proves that the car's aero is just off on super speedways. Or at least the minute they go, like, sideways on their own or get hit a certain way. Because Brad almost, I mean, sure, the grass helped with the Ryan Preece flip and, like, the barrel rolls. But still, like, the airborne crashes, they've been ramping up. And, like, how much of it can you blame on drivers? Well, I mean, okay, technically the crash was Brad Keselowski's fault, but still. It is what it is. Brad's crash is devastating. I think I don't know whether or not he's still above the cutoff. I have to check out in a few minutes. But yeah, that his like spin, which got him airborne for a split second, it proves that it's these cars that are messed up. It's not like it wasn't a grass problem in terms of like lifting the car up. But that's the story for another time as well, because these cars are proven to be lethal, man. I don't know what to tell you. Like, okay, now let's talk about that final lap. That final lap was wild. They actually kept it. I'm surprised at how clean those guys kept it in, like, the backstretch, because those guys were, like, the runs they were getting. Not only that, poor Kevin Harvick, he was just on the outside getting this push from Riley Herbst, and Herbst it's like, I don't know what it was, but the middle lane just couldn't make it stick. And going to the travel, they're like 5 wide, like, back in, like, 14th or so. Which caused, like, I don't know. It's like, it was wild. Somehow they didn't crash then. But it was Riley Herbst getting, I think it was a push from Corey LaJoie in the tri-oval, like, another push in tri-oval. So I think I'm right, yeah, the tri-oval was the problem. You don't want to push there, or bump draft there. Got into Chase LA, they slid up into, like, everyone else. That was a rough finish. By the way, Bubba Wallace, from what I know, I don't think he got any stage points from that. I wanted to mention that right quick. So yeah, 9 points below the cutoff, but hey, it could have been worse for Bubba. Though, knowing his history at road courses, I think he's doomed. Which, by the way, gets us to the table here, which is hard to see. I have to adjust the light. Actually, let me turn it this way. It's hard to see in this angle. I'm not sure you guys can see it. 12, 20, 23, and 45. Those are the guys I have out in the second round. So far, well, Blaney just busted my grid again because he won at Talladega. He edged out Harvick at the end there to win the race. Just like that. I already have to scratch him off. He's on to the next round. What the heck, Blaney? But it is what it is. So, yeah, there's that. Actually, hang on a second. Might as well add him right here. Should I? Yeah. Like, he already busted my round 2 grid just like that. I might, though, depending on what happens, I might be right about Bubba and Reddick. I thought that Reddick would prove me wrong, but nah. Well, depending on what happens in the road, because Reddick's good at road courses. That's how he got his first win for a team at Coda. Right? With the team at Coda. I don't know. Yeah, like. I was drinking. But yeah. Blaney busted my grid again. I'm a bit sad about it. Who's out right now? So, Keselowski, Chastain, Bubba, and I think Reddick. I might have that wrong. Let me check right quick. Okay, somehow I thought Brad Keselowski was below the cutoff. He's actually above the cutoff, only by 2 points though. Reddick's 2 points below. Bubba's 9 points below. Chastain's 10 points below. Now Chastain, I don't know how he is on road course. Actually, I think he's pretty good. But I really hope he makes it, because I had Chastain going to finals again. Even though I haven't done the grid for the finals yet, that's just my prediction. I'm just doing predictions one round at a time. I don't know, I find it simpler for me. Kyle Busch is 26 points behind. Now, thing is, it may seem like, technically, oh man, he'd have to finish well with other playoff drivers having trouble. So like he'd need to have like Chris Buescher or MTJ having a bad time at the Roval, or even Larson having another bad time at the Roval, or even Brad K crashing out early. I don't know. Denny Hamlin, mathematically, even with stage points, I think he's locked in to the next round as long as he doesn't crash out early at the Roval. Hamlin's still in this. Hamlin's like basically locked in the next round, even with the stage points. Christopher Bell, I think just needs a solid top 10 and he's set. And Buescher, I mean, I said Buescher could crash out. I think he's a bit comfortable too if he stays out of trouble. The main concerns is sort of Larson, Keselowski is concerned. Reddick and Wallace are not out of it, though knowing Bubba Wallace's history with road courses, it's easy to say, yeah, he's doomed, but then again, we don't know. He did well at Watkins Glen. That helped him out, but it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. So that's about it for this one. So congrats to Ryan Blaney for Talladega. Oh, I forgot to mention Harvick disqualified for some window thing. I think it was something about an insecure window fastener or something. A weird thing to get disqualified for if it wasn't, unless I'm getting it wrong. Yeah, that sucks. That second win that second place finish means nothing now. Then again, he was out of playoffs after the first round, so yeah, but still, he could have went out with a bang. But this sucks. Stewart-Haas Racing. Oh my gosh, I don't know. Hopefully, Josh Berry can revive the team. Wait, we don't know yet. Wait, that'll be interesting to see next year. Yeah, I'm gonna have to make a video on Chastain because I gotta rant about it at some point. Oh man. Yeah, that's about it, guys.